I'm doing here is I'm going to have there's a, this is that road that I just put in. See how it goes back here and it angles off. And this is where the lodge will sit right here, the Beaver Lodge. And then actually the church sits here, and then the creamery down a little bit, and the depot just off to the right. So what I'm going to do is this: I'm going to start modeling this little creek or drainage off the valley. There's a valley right back up in here, and there's a drain that comes, or creek, whatever, runoff that runs down into this is the Green River, and it flows out to the Mississippi west of here, and then goes out that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to do this view block, or this backdrop right along the edge of the river. Basically split the river. What I'm going to try to do, try to make it look like it's in the distance. But so what I'm going to do here is I have this set up, and then I've cut this out for the river. This is going to be the first layer of hills in the distance, and then this will be the second layer up here. So this will be off quite a ways away. This area, where it's actually going to be the creek that goes underneath the two tracks. You can see here how this is the depot in the distance, and the depot right here. And what they did was they had a little bit of a fieldstone retaining wall. One picture I have of it is this right here, and I think it was to support for the track crossing over this little bridge. And I would imagine it goes all the way underneath, and then the next track would probably have had the same thing. So what I'm going to do, the fieldstone, I have this, I don't know where that comes from, but it's a fieldstone. I use it as a foundation. So that will go in here, basically a couple feet past that a little bit. I'll just run her all the way from, say, like 8 scale feet out here to maybe 8 scale feet over there. I'll do that on both sides. And then you can see it's got quite a bit of weeding, and it's just pretty rough as far as drainage. It's pretty rough. This was taken around 1910. There's another view looking, this would be the depot. And you see the drainage over here going up into the valley. Now the store isn't there anymore, but a lot of the houses are still up there. So this would be the drainage coming along here. This is the only 2 pictures I really have of it. So I hope I can get it to work. Well, it gives me a good feeling to finally have the sculpt the mold down in the creek and have it painted. Put the beaver lodge back up here, kind of get a feeling for what it's like. Painted the first level of hills back there. They'll be green, of course, and later on. But it just feels good to be able to finally get a feel for what this is gonna start looking like. It's a long way to go. I gotta do a lot of overgrowth. I think this is kind of a creek that uh, doesn't get a lot of runoff, a lot of water, so it's not going to be a flowing. It's not going to have water running through here. But so, and then it was just basically a kind of a ditch dug by hand, I suppose, to kind of make some room for some water to run. Uh, the other thing is, I should be remembering to cover the ties and stuff before I start putting a sculptable down. I got to go back in and clean them up. No good deed goes unpunished, I guess. Whatever. It's kind of dumb. One of the things that you may be wondering about, you can kind of see how the track is offset, wider, more tie on this side than that side. In this picture, you can see there's a kind of a railing on each side. Well, there's a walkway that goes alongside. So I've spaced that over so I can put a couple, probably like basically a couple 2x12s or something like that. They laid through here so that you could go from here to here. There was no other bridge over this. Especially, everybody walked, rode horses, so this would be the way across. So I'll have one through here and one through here after I clean these ties up. I probably should have made this. This was the very first where I started, the very first place for where I started laying track, and I didn't know what I was doing. I've never laid track before, hand laid track, so I put the ties down and I had to put some beams in here, and I wanted it to look prototypical, so at least representative of what they had done. And I thought it turned out all right, but now try to work around it and work under it. That's a bit of a pain. So anyway, I gotta go. In the next video, I'm gonna shift gears a little bit away from scenery and get back into building a little building. What I'm gonna do is build the Woodman engine house. The example I want to use is this one right here. I got out of September, October 1990 narrow gauge Gazette. I really like this building, and I got plans for another building, and I'll be drawing that up and detailing it a little bit, figuring out how I'm going to do that. This isn't the right turntable, but for now it'll work. Also, they never had any shades. But I like shades, so that's my railroad. I can do what they want. This was just visiting from a logging railroad up the road. Hope you tune in for that building, and we'll see you next time. Take care.